In this video, we're gonna finish this thing. Oh, and have gone bald. In the last video, I started building this bike, my 1989 Ciöcc. If you haven't seen that, I'm gonna link it up here somewhere. But today, we're going to finish it. I was waiting for a few parts to arrive, which include the forks, the saddle, the brakes, and another few bits and pieces. So let me walk you through what has happened in the last few days and the parts that I'm going to mount on it. So since the last time the new forks arrived, I have changed them already. I already showed how to mount the forks, so I thought I'll just do it in the background. These are some Brick Lane bikes forks, steel forks. They look good. They've got flat crown instead of the previous one that was slightly in sloping there, but I think they look nice. They look period correct, and also they should fit normal brakes. Another thing that I've changed is the stem. So I put 3T stem, which came originally with the bike, to keep the Italian soul, and also is longer, and I think overall it looks slicker and better. Another thing is the saddle. So I've got a Selle Italia SLR Superflow that arrived, and I mounted it already. You know how to mount a saddle, it's not difficult, very standard, but I think it already looks so much better than the carbon one that I had there before. And then the next few things that have arrived are the brakes. Let me just show you. So we've got these Campagnolo Record brakes. I've got the levers to mount, I've got the bar tape, I've got the chain and the pedals right here, the wheelier pedals, and the cables with a white outer cable. So yes, let's crack on and start building it. So I'll say to start with the brakes. These are Campagnolo Record skeleton brakes. They look nice, they're second-hand, but they are in fairly good condition. To see which one is the front or which one is the back, you basically just look at the length of the screw, or at least that's what I do. I don't know if it's the correct thing, but the shorter one is at the back, the longest one is at the front. So it is very easy to do. All you need to do is to insert the brake like this. You grab your Allen key and the grab nut, or whatever you call that, on the back. You screw it on, and making sure that it's in place. And then when it's towards the end, you just tighten it up. You kind of need to make sure that the brakes are centered, but you can leave these for later on anyway to tighten it up fully. For the front, it's pretty much the same process. So you grab the brake, insert it. You can twist the forks to have ease of access. And again, you just insert it in there and screw it in. Very easy and straightforward. Again, the final adjustment, you can do it later once the brakes are under tension. So, as you can see, the brake pads are not in the correct angle or anything. They're just there for now. Later on, once all the cables are on, we will adjust them properly. Here we've got the cable stops tensioners, which I'm going to put on now, as otherwise they will have just fallen off. And I think next we'll go with the levers. One thing that I've struggled with these handlebar, because of the tight curve, I really struggled to make them go through the stem. In fact, I don't know if you can see, but they are quite scratched here and here as well. I did have to fight a bit with them, but I managed at the end and it went in all right. For the levers, you just need to pull the hood back to uncover this bolt right here, and then just slide it on. Then we just need to put a little bit of tension just to hold it in place, and then we'll give it the final position later on. So Campagnolo, apparently they've got a lot of Torx instead of Allen keys like the other grip sets. So you might struggle a little bit more, but it's alright. If you got a few Torx bits, it should be pretty easy to put the levers on. So I think I'm going to put it flat like that with the handlebar, and then I'll choose the angle for the other one. So now we'll just put the other one on. Levers are on, that looks great. Just gonna make it go in a little bit. I actually think they are probably the right height. So now the brake levers or shifters are on, it's time to put the cable and outer cable on. So let's crack on. I think I'll start with the brakes and then I'll do the shifters. So it's my first time working with Campagnolo, so I'll just have to figure out where the outer cable goes and where the cable goes. So to look where the cable goes, it's pretty straightforward. There is a hole there. And then so what I'm going to do, I cannot figure out where it goes, so I'm just going to undo this, take it off and put the cable in. Once it's off, it should be easier. Okay, I have managed to do it. Let me show you where it comes out. It comes out on the back there. I found out why I wouldn't be able to do it is because you need to put these part of the hood back and go in with the cable from the front, and then it will automatically slide in. I think having a hood like these will block it and make it go down the wrong side. So I'll try to do it on this side and let's see how that goes. So as mentioned, we'll just put the hood back as it's supposed to be, just like that. And in theory, it should go in no problem and out the correct way. There we go. That's actually correct. And the rear cable is in for the rear brake. So I have inserted the outer cable. I made sure that it goes in all the way here where the lever is. Made it fit properly onto the handlebar, and then I marked it with the pen where I want it to finish. So I'll mark it there. Now I'll remove it, cut it and put it back. And I think it looks smart. I will do all the necessary adjustment a bit later on. At the moment it's just to have tension and make sure that everything fits. But what I will do, I will cut the cable. I know I'm not gonna need it longer than this, so I'll just cut it here and put an end to avoid it to get ruined. A lot of people have got the right tool for this, I don't, so I'll just do a pair of pliers and just squeeze it there. So the front brake is pretty much done. Now we'll do the back one. So for the back brake we need a much longer outer cable because it will have to go all the way from here to over there, so the outer cable runs for the whole length of the bike. So what I'll do, I'll unclamp it, so just make sure it is straight. I'll unclamp it so we can run the outer cable, and then I'll have to decide how to make it run. So let's just insert it, or let's just have a look at the length. Yeah, let's insert it, decide the length, cut it, and then see which way to make it go. I like a little bit of a curve there. I just think it looks nice. So we'll mark it, and then we'll have to cut it. So as I said, I like to give it a little bit of a round end there. Then we'll cut it about there. We'll just have to put the cable through, give it some tension, and we're sorted for now until the final adjustment later. It's fine, we'll just put a bit more tension later on. And I think also the brake is pretty centered, so we can actually tighten it up properly here at the back. Now that the brakes are done, both front and back, it's time to do the gears. So let's get the gear cables, let's get the longest one for the back, and let's figure out where this one goes. My guess is that it goes up like that. Am I correct? It comes out the right way, so it should be correct. I think then we just need to go in. Yeah, that's it. I think that's all it is. Just need to go in like that. Then, like the brakes, we need to put the outer cable in. Okay, so looking at this, I think I cut it slightly too long. We need to cut a little bit more. Not much, probably maybe half an inch, an inch. I'll put it back in, and hopefully now is the right length. I think that's probably the right length. Might be slightly too long, but I think I'm happy with that. So in the kit, in the cable kit, which by the way, I went to buy a set of cable at the local bike shop, and they charged me, they wanted to charge me, I didn't buy it, they wanted to charge me £10 for one cable and one outer cable. I bought the whole set in white, which I wanted, the other one was in black, for I think £8. So how is it that they sell it for £10 per cable and outer cable? I think that was just ridiculous. So needless to say, I didn't buy it. We'll do exactly the same for the other gear cable. Okay, so now the front cables and outer cables are on. Now I just need to go on the back. I'll probably start with the rear derailleur and then the front. So for the rear derailleur, what I've got to do, I have got to follow the frame all the way down. There is a little guide for the cable to go through. Then it needs to go through here. And then here I will need another piece of outer cable for the back. Okay, the rear derailleur is done. Now I need to do the front. Here we go. So to do the front one, we need to follow these guide under there. Let's see if you can see it there. This one here, and then we need to go up through the frame, just like that, and then connect there on the derailleur. On this side it is pretty straightforward. Once you come up from the frame, you just need to go through this little Allen bolt it out with a little bit of tension, and then cut the cable. Just check if it works, and it does, so that's not a problem. So now the bike is nearly completed. The only thing missing is the chain and the bar tape. So I'll crack on with the bar tape and then go on to the chain. I'm not going to record myself doing the bar tape because I am no expert and I'll probably mess it up. Okay, so the chain is on, the bar tape is on, the bike is pretty much finished. The only thing that it needs is a little bit of a tune-up for the brakes and the gears, but I think it looks awesome. I'll do the next video as a walk around of the bike and a ride out. So if you're interested, stay tuned and that will come out soon. For this week's video, it's all. If you liked it, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the bike. Let me know if you would have done anything differently, and I'll see you in the next one.